She is the face of friendship, the ambassador of unity, the pony who dared to dream. But what if I told you behind that smile is a criminal record that is longer than any line you've ever seen? Oh, look at this vandalism. Oh, here's a sticker. And here is Sunny trespassing. So together we're gonna get to the bottom of this mystery and decide if Sunny is guilty and if she has to face jail time. So let's begin, everybody. Here we have Sunny putting stickers and graffiti all over the town, something that is classified as vandalism, so there's definitely multiple counts of that, but let's continue. Sunny's also fantastic at trespassing, from getting behind Canderlogic's restricted areas, all the way to entering the castle of Zephyr Heights itself without permission, is enough to put trespassing charges onto her. She's also routinely involved in public disturbances, showing up at major events and causing wild disruption of the public peace. So public disturbance is also on the list of things she has done, but it gets worse from here on out. You remember what she did when the first unicorn entered Maritime Bay? She harbored the criminal, everybody. She harbored the thing that she was supposed to report. So she has indeed been harboring criminal activity, and that is also something we must press against her. One thing she's also fantastic with is resisting law enforcement. Hitch, her supposed friend, she betrays him all the time, pretends she won't do anything, then she will backstab him anyway. She's a threat to law, and she is a problem to Maritime Bay. And her criminal record extends far beyond just Maritime Bay, of course. In the Pegasus Kingdom, not only does she break into the castle, but she also steals the Pegasus Unity Crystal, and she does the same with the Unity Crystal of the Unicorns, cheating her way into a contest, impersonating a unicorn. Bad thing. So that's also something we're gonna add to her list. Her goal may be unity, but her methods are highly criminal and reek of some pony who dares to break the law. So, what do we do with this pony? Do we have to declare her guilty and sentence her to jail? From stealing crowns of royal figures, to riling up Pegasi and unicorns and causing havoc in the respective kingdoms. She has a long criminal record, but why does she do these things? So before we can conclude this trial of Sunny Starscout, we must also take a look at her motives. Her motive is unity. She's trying to unite all pony kinds and trying to bring them together as one. And it makes sense that every one of these tribes has their own laws, specifically because they're afraid of each other, so this does contradict the purpose of these laws versus what they're actually trying to uphold. A lot of these laws that we've seen, like the impersonation or harboring criminals, is really just a subjective thing because they're separate. Once they open up and all three of them unite, something like harboring a unicorn is no longer going to be considered criminal, and that does heavily impact the sentence and the thing that we're going to have to be looking at today. But let's see what our final verdict is with Sunny Starscout. So now, in order to determine if she has indeed broken the law, we must think about what is actually law meant for. And law is supposed to establish standards, maintaining order, resolving disputes, and protecting liberties and rights. And Sunny Starscout has indeed tried to do this, but within her own methods. That is something we have to keep in mind. So what do? Do we consider Starscout the breaker of law, but who also somehow tried to uphold her own kind of law? Do we consider her as criminal? Go down to the comments right now and tell me how much jail time would she be facing, because we are heading to the final verdict, everybody. So on the count of grand larceny, the jury finds the defendant guilty of stealing 2 prized possessions, Unity Crystals from the Pegasi and from the Unicorns, making trusting her in the future very difficult. On multiple counts of vandalism, the jury finds the defendant guilty of vandalizing the town of Maritime Bay. Moving on to the charges of trespassing, which I'll say Sunny Starscout still does this and randomly goes into the palace of the Pegasi to steal cooking recipes. Y'all know that happens. So without a question in our mind, is she considered guilty of trespassing. Now, harboring criminals we will have to be dropping the charges here because, as it stands, having a unicorn in your home is no longer considered a criminal activity, so that one she is pardoned of. Then, does Sunny Starscout resist the law? And the answer to that is, we will say no to that one as well, because even though she has, resisted the existing law, she ultimately worked together with every pony to find common ground, so we will be giving her a break here as well. So, on regards of public disturbances, Sunny Starscout has committed many of them, and she also still does. So, the jury finds Sunny Starscout guilty of public disturbances, and she still does them as an alicorn, mind you. Though, I guess it's a little bit more sketchy if you count that. But the jury finds the defendant guilty of destruction of private property, destroying robots, and many other items in possession of Canner Logic, and many other things that she has destroyed. Despite her noble goals, despite her intentions of unity, we cannot overlook the fact that she has committed many crimes that need fixing, that need every pony to come together and understand that vandalism and stealing and trespassing are not correct. And so, we move on to the sentencing, every pony. So, with the counts of grand larceny, vandalism, trespassing, public disturbances, and destruction of private property, the jury has come to a unanimous decision. Sunny Starscout is hereby sentenced to 5 months of public service, having to serve equal times in the Pegasus Kingdom, in the Unicorn Forest, and in Maritime Bay, spending her time trying to get every pony back together and regaining their trust and help building the unity that she claimed that she was after. Silence in this court! We will be dealing with the other criminals in due time, every pony. Seriously, we might be doing this for other ponies. So, every pony, what do you think about this verdict? How would you have decided in my stead? Tell us in the comments below. Also, massive shoutouts to our special Patreons, Lemon1B and Alex Smith. Thanks so much. Also, if you want to check out the Patreon for more crazy stuff like this, check the description down below. Anyway, ponies, with that, I thank all you lovely ponies so much for watching, but see you next time. Bye-bye. Remember, ponies, court might be in session for another pony soon, I say. I hear there's a bigger criminal in town than Sunny.